Do you want to make your resume stand out from all the others, but think you have nothing unusual to add? Stick around while I share several super secret skills that I have, and then show you how to identify the ones you have and turn them into resume builders. Hey guys, I'm Mary Schaefer from AP Now, the place where we share the latest business intelligence with those who work in, manage, or have responsibility for the accounts payable function. Although in this broadcast, we're going to share some information that will work for anyone in any profession. Now, I'm going to start with a funny skill, but I promise I'm going to get serious. So my super skill, whatever you want to call it, is that I can read upside down. Now, from my standpoint, this came in pretty handy when I went into my boss's office and I would be talking to him or her. They were mostly men. And at the same time, I could read what was on their desk upside down. I'm not sure that I would put this on my resume unless perhaps I was looking for a job as a spy or maybe in corporate espionage. Okay, but on to a more serious front. I can also play the easy level of sudoku and talk to my husband at the same time. Now you might be saying, well, duh, I'm not going to put that on my resume. No, you might not, but you might put down that you were a multitasker or could work well under pressure. You know, look at the skill and then transform it, if you will, into something that would be appropriate in the workspace. Okay, now here's another one that I have. You might have it also, and listen to tell you how I turn it around, if you will. Now, what I can do is find multiple content ideas, i.e. for videos, blog posts, articles, conference talks, etc., from a simple conversation or topic. Just witness this from the 15 videos we've posted on the AP Now YouTube channel on Wordle, and none of them have anything to do with solving the daily puzzle. And I'll have a link to them in the show notes if you're interested. Now, at first glance, this might not seem like a skill most listeners could translate into a resume building skill, but consider this. That skill might come in handy if you were looking to work for a service provider in your industry, one that needed someone who could analyze their product and come up with ideas and suggestions for product improvements that might give that service provider an edge in the market. So that's another way to turn that skill around if you happen to have it. Now, before you say to me, well, that's not me, I don't have any special skills like that, I've got several examples that might very well be you. And those skills will make you very much more in demand, and they'll help you set yourself apart from the competition if you do. Before we get to that, I'd like to invite you to hit the subscribe button. It's free, completely private, and you can unsubscribe at any time. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, you can hit the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified when we post new content, which we do. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we post content about accounts payable and payments issues, and occasionally career issues like this. And on Saturdays, we post Wordle videos, strategy, etc. Okay? And best of all, if you have a YouTube account, you can subscribe with a Gmail account. You don't have to have a YouTube account. Okay, now let's dig down and let's take a look at some more skills that you may have that you think don't translate. Are you constantly breaking up battles between your children, or maybe your children and your friends, and you're able to do this without sending everyone to their room or taking away their privileges? That might translate into good negotiating skills. Can you persuade your teenagers to study, to clean up their room, to come home on time, or whatever? And again, I'm not talking about getting them to do this by taking drastic punitive action. Well, first of all, my hat's off to you, because that was definitely not my strong suit when my children were teenagers. But what that might translate to in the business world is strong skills of persuasion. And there are many times when that would be a very desirable trait to have in business. Okay, what about when you go out to lunch or for the evening with a group of friends or colleagues and everybody wants to go someplace different? Are you that person that corrals everyone in and gets them to agree? That would translate into good consensus building skills. And by the way, if you can get them to happily agree on the place that you wanted to go to in the first place, that might translate into super impressive negotiating and persuasion skills. Okay, so look at the things that you do in your ordinary life, things that you don't give yourself credit for, and see how you can translate that skill into something that would work in the business world. Now, one of the first places you'll want to post your resume is on LinkedIn. Everyone needs to know how to use this handy site. In episode 92, we interviewed one of the leading LinkedIn experts on using that site. There's a link to that broadcast in the show notes below, and on YouTube, a link will appear to the left. As always, I greatly appreciate your thumbs up, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes. So good luck with that resume building skill set.